So we're here today talking with Matt Patrick Walsh about his guitar teaching. He is a guitar teacher on FindaGuitarTeacher.com. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us first, where are you located? What city and state are you in?
I'm located in New York State, primarily Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. Great.
That's where I teach. Yeah.
Understood. And tell us about the guitar teaching climate in Manhattan. Do you find that there are a lot of people who want to learn to play guitar?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everyone wants to be in the band. Everyone wants to
Mhm.
play their favorite song.
Yeah,
Everyone's child wants to play their favorite song. So it's great. It's a great climate.
that's wonderful. And what do you find the kind of styles of music are that people are most interested in?
I think primarily classic rock.
Hmm.
A lot of the Beatles. Some the blues. A little bit of
Uh-huh.
jazz.
Un-
And every once in a while, I'll get like a metal student, and we'll do the whole lesson in drop D, which is fun.
Got it. Drop D tuning. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you offer, I assume you probably offer other styles of music that you like to teach?
Yeah, I mean, I personally really like funk, and I like to throw some funk into. If anyone's interested, I always try and throw some funk aspects in.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I definitely like the the acoustic singer-songwritery type of vibe.
Got it.
Um, but yeah,
Do
I'm
you
actually
teach,
a musical.
do you
I'm
teach
sorry, go
like
ahead.
a lot of finger picking style or finger style guitar?
Yeah, I definitely do. I'm a big fan of trying to put a bass line into a guitar part.
Hmm.
The 1/5 type of thing while you're
Absolutely.
playing. It's good. It makes it so you're not just a part of a band. You can actually be a one-man band with your guitar,
That's the
accompany
thing about
yourself.
playing guitar. You can be totally independent if you want to be. That's
Exactly,
great.
and that's what a lot of people want. A lot of people want to accompany
Yeah.
themselves. So
Of
it's,
course, of course. And can you give us a sense, just in, real simple terms, about your overall approach to teaching? What do you tend to focus on?
um, well, I usually like to take one half of the lesson to try and dedicate it to some kind of either a method book, like a Hal Leonard or a Mel Bay book, and maybe not even half, but just like a portion of it. And then the other half, I usually like to just make sure we're learning songs,
Mhm.
playing songs. Learning a tune is really important, and it feels like you accomplish something. If you can, learn a tune in the first 2, 3 lessons, it really shows that you're making progress. I mean, I think that's what's important. You really just gotta dive in, learning
Sure.
chords right away. But I do think in general, learning a little bit of sight reading is always important, so you know what you're doing.
Got it. And can you tell us a little bit about the types of students you teach? Do you find you teach more children or more adults, or is it kind of an even mix?
It varies. I sometimes I'll have more adult students. Sometimes I'll have young children. I mean, right now I'm teaching. My youngest student is not. I think he's almost 10 years old.
Hmm.
So that's always a little bit of a challenge when they're younger. That's a good age though. 10 is a good starting age. I have some friends that are actors. I actually got my friend through like a callback for once. I
Hmm.
taught him like basic guitar chords. He was an adult. My oldest student was like 60. It's a
Hmm.
50-50 split though, right down the middle.
Understood. Sure. And so, can you tell us a little bit about your fees and your scheduling options?
Sure. Let me make sure I get this right. So I actually have a studio I work in on the Upper East Side,
Hmm.
and for a half an hour I charge 35 there, and for an hour I charge 60. If I go to your apartment, I do usually only an hour just because of traveling, and I charge 70. And then over Skype, I'll do 20 for a half an hour, and like 30 for 45 minutes.
Got it. And so, have you been doing Skype lessons for a long time now?
I've only done like two, and I did one for a coaching once for an audition where they had to play guitar, and it was pretty helpful because I couldn't get there in time. They had to learn it really quick, so
Got it.
it's not good for beginners though.
Hmm.
Skype,
How so?
just because there's a lot of technical things that I mean you can't see. Like I had if you have a student who's maybe their thumb is coming over the
Hmm.
fretboard here, you want to correct it and
Hmm.
put their thumb there, but once it starts inching back on Skype, you're like, no, you got to put your thumb back, and you don't want to be too persistent online. It's more of a hands-on thing when you're starting, I think.
Hmm. Makes sense. Understood. So, and can you tell us a little bit about your background?
I'm actually a musical theater composer,
Uh-huh.
so I'm constantly working with lots of different instruments, as you can see
Yes.
back here. I'm a pianist, and I also play the bass. I offer bass lessons, but I always start people on guitar first before bass usually.
Okay.
but I'm very familiar with playing in different bands, different genres, folk, funk, all kinds of rock bands, and yeah, I think that's pretty much
Yeah,
the
sure.
background.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of experience that you can offer people. That's
Yeah.
great. Cool. And can you mention the equipment behind you? Can you tell us a little bit about your equipment, like the guitar that you're playing there?
Yeah, this is actually, so here we got a Martin guitar. This was
Uh-huh.
my father's guitar from college,
Uh-huh.
and he kind of got out of the habit of playing it, so he gave it to me, and I'm really grateful for that. I have a J Tercer, like hollow body jazz guitar I play for lessons with the electric guitar, and I play a Schecter 4-string bass.
Great. And do you ever get into like recording with your students? Do you use any kind of recording programs?
I mean, where I teach out of, I don't have a rig set up or anything like that. But if I go to a student's apartment and they want to record on GarageBand, I can certainly, bring over some equipment and we can work on GarageBand. I usually don't jump into anything like, Logic. While I use it, it can be a little complicated to teach in a lesson.
Is Logic
But, yeah,
the
I think it's
program
good.
that you use when you record yourself?
Yeah, I use Logic. It just seems the best when you're using Mac.
Sure. Makes sense. Cool. Well, we'd love to hear you play something, either, a song, or if you want to show us some lead, whatever you'd like to show us.
Sure. Actually, I have, if I can show you two little things.
Cool. Love to hear.
When I work with students that want to do lead, I usually teach them a song called Black Dog by Led Zeppelin, because it has a nice little pattern you repeat. So I can play a little of that.
Please.
And he repeats that after Robert Plant sings. Goes down different accents.
Yeah.
There's some cool finger picking too. It's fun to play.
Nice.
You just get distortion on it, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, sure. It sounds cool on an acoustic too.
Thanks. My big thing is I get a lot of students that really want to learn how to accompany themselves. And so the first song I ever learned was I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. And I've been switching the way I play it for a while now. I try different chord formations. So I'll try that, and I'll do a little singing too if that's cool.
Yeah, please. Please go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something I think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand. And when I touch you, I feel happy inside. It's such a feeling that my love I can't hide, I can't hide, I can't hide. Yeah, you got that something I think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand. Something like that.
Well, that was cool. So kind of an alternate version, a little mellower in a way, right?
Yeah, more across the university.
Yeah, I like it. Cool. So one last question: Do you offer advice to your students about buying their own equipment?
Oh, definitely. I've gone with students to Guitar Center before.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I even went down to a downtown location to pick out like a half-size guitar for a younger student, which is always good if you go with the parent. But yeah, no, I'm totally down for going and giving any advice, offering links.
Cool.
It's hard to pick your first one.
It is. It can be an overwhelming process. It's great that you offer your students so much advice about it.
Thanks.
Cool. Well, listen, Matt, thank you so much for joining us today, and it's been great to hear about your teaching. We're looking forward to seeing you on Find a Guitar Teacher in the future.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.